The doors of the wedding hall swung open just as Hannah tightened her grip on her son's small hand. "Mom," the boy whispered, his voice barely audible over the orchestra, "why is everyone staring?" She didn't answer. She couldn't. Her eyes were locked on the man standing at the altar. Tall. Perfectly tailored black tuxedo. Sharp jaw. Calm, unreadable expression. Jin-Woo Park. Her heart slammed violently against her ribs. The same man she had buried in her past. The same man who didn't know the child beside her existed. The same man who was about to marry her sister. "Mom," her son asked again, tugging her fingers. "Why do you look like you're going to cry?" Hannah swallowed hard. "We'll sit down," she said, forcing her legs to move. "Just stay close to me, okay?" They took their seats quietly at the back. Hannah kept her head down, praying no one would recognize her. But it was too late. The moment Jin-Woo turned slightly, his gaze drifted across the guests and stopped. His eyes narrowed. He looked again. Then his attention dropped to the child. Hannah felt it instantly. That heavy, unmistakable pull of being seen. Jin-Woo leaned slightly toward his best man. "Who is that woman?" he murmured. The best man followed his gaze. "Which one?" "The one with the boy." "I don't know. Probably a distant relative of the bride." Jin-Woo didn't respond. His eyes stayed fixed on the child, on the way the boy tilted his head when curious. On the small scar above his eyebrow. The same scar Jin-Woo had carried since childhood. A strange unease crept into his chest. At the back of the hall, Hannah's breathing became shallow. "Mom," the boy whispered again, staring openly now, "that man looks like me." Her fingers tightened painfully around his. "Don't look at him," she said quickly. "But he keeps looking at me." "I said don't look," she snapped, then softened instantly. "Please." The orchestra swelled. The ceremony continued. Applause filled the room as Hannah's sister Lily walked down the aisle in a white gown worth more than Hannah's annual salary. Lily looked radiant. Happy. Completely unaware that her perfect day was built on someone else's shattered life. As Lily reached the altar, she laughed softly and whispered, "You're really here. I still can't believe you're marrying me." Jin-Woo smiled faintly. "Neither can I." Yet his eyes flickered again, past Lily, past the guests, back to the boy. The boy lifted his hand and waved. Jin-Woo froze. The priest cleared his throat. "Shall we begin?" "Yes," Lily said quickly, squeezing Jin-Woo's hands. Hannah stood abruptly. "We need air," she whispered to her son, already pulling him toward the exit. They slipped out just as the priest began to speak. The moment the doors closed behind them, Hannah's knees weakened. She leaned against the wall, eyes burning. She hadn't planned for this. She hadn't planned for him to look at her son like that. "Mama," the boy said softly, touching her cheek. "Why are you shaking?" She knelt in front of him, forcing a smile. "It's just memories." "Is he part of your memories?" he asked innocently. Her chest tightened. "Yes." "Is he my father?" The words hit her like a slap. "No," she said too quickly. Too sharply. The boy frowned. "Then why does he look like me?" Before she could answer, the door opened. "Hannah." Her blood ran cold. She turned slowly. Lily stood there, bouquet in hand, confusion written across her face. "Why did you leave the ceremony?" Hannah straightened. "I wasn't feeling well." Lily's gaze dropped to the boy. "You brought him." "Yes." "You said you might not." "I changed my mind." Lily crouched, smiling warmly at the child. "And who is this handsome young man?" The boy grinned shyly. "I'm Min-jae." Lily laughed. "Min-jae? That's Korean." Hannah's heart skipped. "I like the name," she said quickly. Lily nodded slowly, something unreadable passing over her expression. "He's beautiful," she said. "He has familiar eyes." Hannah forced a laugh. "People say he looks like his grandfather." "Which grandfather?" "Mine." Before Lily could ask more, a deep voice spoke from behind her. "Lily." Hannah's spine stiffened. Jin-Woo stood in the doorway. Up close he looked exactly the same. Older. More powerful. But the same man who once held her hands and promised never to let go. Lily turned. What is it? The ceremony? Can we talk? Jin-Woo said, his eyes never leaving Hannah. Now? Yes. Lily glanced between them. You know each other? Jin-Woo finally looked at Lily. She worked for my company years ago. That's all? Hannah said quickly. Lily smiled awkwardly. Well, we can talk later. Today is... Who is the boy? Jin-Woo interrupted. Silence. Hannah felt the walls closing in. He's my son, she said carefully. Jin-Woo crouched slightly to meet the child's eye level. What's your name? Min-jae, the boy said confidently. Jin-Woo's breath hitched. Who gave you that name? My mom. Do you know who your father is? Hannah stepped forward. That's enough. Jin-Woo straightened slowly. His eyes were dark now. Searching. Accusing. How old is he? He asked quietly. 5, Hannah replied. His jaw tightened. 5. The same number of years since she disappeared without a word. Lily laughed nervously. This is getting weird. Jin-Woo, the guests are waiting. He didn't move. Why didn't you tell me? He asked Hannah. There was nothing to tell. There's always something to tell. Lily's smile faded. Tell you what? Hannah felt the truth clawing its way up her throat. But before she could speak, the priest's voice echoed faintly from the hall. Mr. Park? Jin-Woo exhaled slowly, then stepped back. We'll continue later, he said to Hannah. This conversation isn't over. As he turned to leave, Min-jae called out, Sir? Jin-Woo paused. Why do you look sad? The boy asked. Jin-Woo didn't answer. He just looked at him for a long moment, then walked away. Hannah closed her eyes. She had survived 5 years keeping this secret. But she knew deep down the wedding hadn't even reached its most dangerous moment yet. Hannah didn't return to the hall. She sat in a quiet side lounge, Min-jae beside her, swinging his legs slowly as he sipped apple juice someone had brought him. Her hands wouldn't stop shaking. You're scared? He said matter-of-factly. I'm not, she lied. Yes, you are. You do that with your fingers when you're scared. She forced her hands into her lap. You're very observant. He shrugged. You taught me. Across the mansion, music resumed. Applause followed. Laughter. Cheers. The wedding was continuing. Hannah felt sick. A few minutes later, the door opened again. This time it wasn't Lily. It was Jin-Woo. He closed the door behind him carefully, as if afraid any sound might shatter something fragile. For a moment he simply stood there, staring at the child. Min-jae stared back, unblinking. You left the ceremony, Jin-Woo said quietly. I didn't want to cause a scene. You already have. She stiffened. I didn't plan this. Didn't you? His eyes lifted to hers. You brought him here. My sister begged me to come. I couldn't leave him behind. You could have stayed away. So could you, she shot back. But here we are. Silence stretched between them. Jin-Woo finally exhaled. How long? She didn't answer. How long have you known? He repeated, voice tightening. Since the day I found out. And how long ago was that? She swallowed. 6 years. His face hardened, but something wounded flickered beneath it. You vanished. I was forced out. I looked for you. No, she said softly. You didn't. His jaw clenched. I did. For how long? She challenged. A week? A month? Until your mother told you to forget me? That's not fair. You disappeared too, she said. You just had power when you did it. Min-jae shifted closer to her, sensing the tension. Jin-Woo noticed and crouched again, slower this time. What do you like? He asked gently. Drawing, Min-jae said. And planes. And dinosaurs. Jin-Woo's lips twitched. Dinosaurs? They're strong. But they still disappeared. Something about that struck him harder than it should have. Who do you think I am? Jin-Woo asked. Min-jae tilted his head. Someone important. Hannah stood. You shouldn't be here. Jin-Woo rose as well. I'm not leaving. You're getting married. He flinched at that. I haven't yet. You will. Do you want me to? Her breath caught. Before she could answer, the door burst open. Lily stood there, eyes red, dress slightly wrinkled. "What is going on?" she demanded. She looked at Jin-Woo, then Hannah, then the child. "Why did the priest tell me you stepped out? Why are guests whispering? And why does my fiancé look like he's about to lose his mind?" Jin-Woo turned to her. "Lily?" "No," she snapped. "You don't get to explain later. You explain now." Hannah closed her eyes. "It's nothing," Jin-Woo said carefully. "Don't lie to me," Lily said. "I can see your face." She looked at Hannah. "What are you not telling me?" Hannah's voice shook. "Lily, I didn't want this to happen today." "Then why did you come?" "Because you're my sister." "And because of him?" Lily gestured sharply to Jin-Woo. "No." "Then why does he look at your son like that?" Min-jae looked between the women. "Aunt Lily, are you mad?" Lily's expression softened instantly. "No, sweetheart. I'm just confused." She knelt. "You're Hannah's son?" "Yes." "And your father?" Hannah spoke before he could answer. "Isn't here." Jin-Woo's head snapped toward her. Don't what?" she asked bitterly. "Tell the truth." Lily slowly stood. "What truth?" The air felt heavy, suffocating. Jin-Woo looked at Hannah, then at the child. "How old did you say he was?" 5, Lily answered before Hannah could stop her. "Why?" Jin-Woo's voice was almost a whisper. "Because I met Hannah 6 years ago." Lily frowned. "So? And she left 5 years ago." The color drained from Lily's face. "No," she said, laughing weakly. "No, that's not." "Hannah?" Jin-Woo said quietly. "Tell her." Hannah shook her head. "Not like this." "When then?" Lily demanded. "After I say my vows? After the honeymoon? After I build a life on a lie?" Her eyes filled with tears. "Say it." Min-jae looked up at Hannah. "Mom?" Hannah knelt, holding his shoulders. "Go sit on the couch for a moment, okay? I'll be right here." He hesitated, then nodded slowly. The moment he moved away, Lily stepped closer. "Say it," she repeated, her voice trembling. "Or I will." Hannah took a deep breath. "Jin-Woo is Min-jae's father." The room went silent. Lily stared at her. At him. At the child. Then she laughed. Loudly. Hysterically. "That's not funny," Jin-Woo said. "You're joking," Lily said, eyes wild. "You have to be joking." "I'm not," Hannah whispered. Lily's laugh turned into a sob. "You slept with my sister?" "Before I ever met you," Jin-Woo said. "And you hid a child from me?" Lily screamed at Hannah. "I didn't know you'd end up with him." "You knew who he was." "I knew who he became," Hannah cried. "Not who he would marry." Lily stepped back, clutching her chest. "My entire life, my entire wedding?" She looked at Jin-Woo. "Is it true?" He didn't hesitate. "Yes." Her knees buckled. Jin-Woo caught her. "Don't touch me," she sobbed, pushing him away. "Don't ever touch me." Guests outside began murmuring louder. Someone knocked on the door. "Lily? Everything okay?" She wiped her tears furiously. "Get out," she yelled. "All of you." When the knocking stopped, she turned back to Hannah, her eyes burning. "You always did this," Lily hissed. "You always took things without meaning to." "I never wanted this," Hannah said. "But you got it," Lily snapped. "His love. His child. His attention. Even now." Jin-Woo stepped forward. "This isn't about you and her. There's a child involved. That child just ruined my wedding." Lily screamed. Min-jae flinched on the couch. Hannah moved instantly, pulling him into her arms. "Don't yell at him." Lily stared at the boy, breathing hard. Slowly, something in her expression cracked. "I didn't know," she whispered. "I swear I didn't know." "I believe you," Hannah said softly. Lily shook her head. "I don't believe either of you." She turned to Jin-Woo. "If you leave with her, don't come back." His chest tightened. "Lily." "If you stay," she continued, "I will never forgive you." The choice hung in the air. Jin-Woo looked at Hannah. At his son. Then back at Lily. Outside, the music stopped. Every guest was waiting. And for the first time in his life, Jin-Woo Park realized that no amount of money could buy his way out of this moment. The silence pressed so hard it felt like the room might collapse. Jin-Woo didn't answer Lily right away. He looked at Hannah. She shook her head slowly. "Don't," she whispered. "Don't choose me because you feel guilty." His jaw tightened. "This isn't guilt." "Then what is it?" Lily demanded. "Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you brought my sister into my life just to tear it apart." "That's not fair," Jin-Woo said. "Nothing about this is fair." Lily shouted. "Do you know how humiliating this is? Everyone out there thinks I'm living a fairy tale." She laughed bitterly. "Do you know how long I've waited for someone like you? Someone powerful. Someone stable." Hannah flinched. "You loved him." "Yes," Lily snapped. "And now I look stupid." Min-jae clung to Hannah's arm. "Mom, can we go home?" Her throat tightened. "Soon." Jin-Woo crouched again, this time carefully as if afraid of frightening the boy. "Min-jae," he said softly. "Can I ask you something?" The boy hesitated, then nodded. "Do you like your life?" Jin-Woo asked. Min-jae thought for a moment. "I like my mom. And my room. And pancakes." Jin-Woo swallowed. "Would you like to know your father?" Hannah's head snapped up. "No." Min-jae looked between them. "Is he nice?" Jin-Woo's chest tightened. "I would try to be." Hannah stood abruptly. "That's enough. This is not a conversation you get to start today." Lily scoffed. "Funny how you decide what happens today." Hannah turned to her. "This was your wedding. I never wanted to be part of this." "But you are," Lily said coldly. "And now so is your son." She looked at Jin-Woo. "If you walk out that door with them, it's over." Jin-Woo exhaled slowly. "Lily, I can't pretend this isn't happening." "You can," she said desperately. "You're very good at pretending." His face hardened. "That's cruel." "So is hiding a child," Lily shot back at Hannah. "I didn't hide him from you," Hannah said. "I hid him from a man who didn't have space for us." Jin-Woo flinched. "You don't get to decide that for me." "I had to," she said quietly. "You had a family that would have destroyed me." Lily's voice cracked. "You think my family won't destroy me now?" Jin-Woo rubbed his temples. "We need time." "There is no time," Lily said. "There is a priest outside waiting to marry us." She straightened her dress. "Make your choice." Hannah's chest felt tight. "You don't have to choose today." "Yes, he does," Lily said. Min-jae tugged Hannah's sleeve again. "Mom, I don't like this place." "That did it." Hannah picked him up, holding him close. "We're leaving." Jin-Woo looked up sharply. "Wait." She shook her head. "You've already caused enough damage." "I just found out I have a son." "And I've known for 5 years," she replied. "Alone." Lily laughed bitterly. "Of course you'll leave together. That's how this always ends." Hannah paused at the door. "I'm sorry," she said quietly. "I never meant to hurt you." Lily turned away. "Get out." Hannah walked out without looking back. The hallway felt endless. Guests stared openly now. Whispers followed her like shadows. "Isn't that the bride's sister? Who's the child? Did you see Jin-Woo's face?" Hannah kept walking. Outside the air was cool. She set Min-jae down near the fountain. "Are you mad at me?" he asked softly. "No," she said quickly, brushing his hair back. "Never." "Did I do something wrong?" Her eyes burned. "You did nothing wrong. This is grown-up mess." Inside the hall, Lily stood frozen. The priest approached carefully. "Miss, should we?" "Give me a moment," she snapped. She turned to Jin-Woo. "Are you following them?" He didn't answer immediately. "I asked you something." His voice was low. "I need to make sure the child is okay." Her eyes filled with tears. "And me?" He hesitated. That hesitation broke something in her. "Go," she whispered. "Just go." He stepped toward her. "Lily." "Go," she screamed. "Before I humiliate myself even more." Jin-Woo stood there for a second longer, then turned and walked away. The doors closed behind him. Lily collapsed into a chair, sobbing. Outside, Jin-Woo found Hannah by the car. "Wait," he said breathless. She didn't look at him. You should go back. I can't. You can, she said. You always could. Min-jae looked up at Jin-Woo. Are you sad? Jin-Woo knelt slowly. Yes. Why? Because I made mistakes. Min-jae nodded solemnly. My mom says everyone does. Hannah opened the car door. We're leaving. Jin-Woo placed his hand against the door, stopping it. Please. She finally looked at him then. Her eyes were red. Exhausted. What do you want from me? She asked. An apology? Forgiveness? Access to a life you didn't choose until it showed up in front of you? I want to know my son, he said. And I want to understand why you thought I wouldn't care. Her voice broke. Because caring wasn't enough. He swallowed. Let me try now. Silence stretched between them. Inside, the music never resumed. Guests waited, confused. Phones came out. A wedding stalled on the edge of collapse. Hannah looked at Min-jae. Then back at Jin-Woo. This doesn't end well, she said softly. Maybe, he replied. But it's already begun. She closed her eyes. 5 years of running had brought her right back to him. And this time there was no disappearing quietly. Hannah didn't answer Jin-Woo right away. She opened the car door fully this time and helped Min-jae into the back seat. The boy buckled himself in, unusually quiet. Stay here for a moment, she told him gently. He nodded, clutching his small backpack. Hannah closed the door and turned back to Jin-Woo. You don't get to rewrite the past just because it's inconvenient now. His face tightened. It's not inconvenience. It's my child. And where were you when I was throwing up every morning alone? She demanded. When I was choosing between rent and food. When I held him at night praying he wouldn't get sick because I couldn't afford a hospital? His eyes darkened. You think I wouldn't have helped? You didn't give me a choice, she said. Your mother did. He flinched. She threatened you. She bought my silence, Hannah corrected. And I took it because I was scared. You should have told me. And you should have fought harder for me, she snapped. But we don't get to fix everything by wishing. He ran a hand through his hair. I loved you. She laughed softly, bitterly. You loved me in secret. Silence fell between them. From inside the hall, raised voices suddenly erupted. Someone shouted Lily's name. Glass shattered. Hannah tensed. This is getting worse. Jin-Woo looked toward the doors. I need to handle this. Handle what? She asked. Your family? The press? My sister's humiliation. All of it, he said quietly. Including my son. She shook her head. You can't just step into his life like this. I'm not asking to take him, Jin-Woo said. I'm asking to be present. Presence changes everything, she replied. It creates expectations. Promises. I'll keep them. You said that before. That landed. Before he could respond, Lily stormed out of the building, heels in hand, mascara streaking down her face. She stopped short when she saw them together. So it's true, she said hoarsely. You're leaving with her. Jin-Woo turned. Lily, please. Don't, she said. Just don't. She looked at Hannah, eyes filled with pain. You could have stayed away. I tried, Hannah whispered. You came anyway. I came for you. Lily scoffed. No. You came because you still loved him. Hannah didn't answer. Lily laughed again, hollow this time. At least be honest. Min-jae watched from the car window, eyes wide. Jin-Woo stepped closer to Lily. I never meant to hurt you. But you did, she said. You shattered me in front of everyone. I'll make this right, he said. She wiped her face. There is no right. She looked past him at Hannah. Take him, she said quietly. Take the child. Take the truth. Just don't take my dignity any further. She turned and walked away, shoulders shaking. Hannah felt her chest ache. I'm so sorry. Lily didn't look back. Sirens wailed faintly in the distance. Phones were everywhere now. Guests crowded the entrance, filming. This is going public, Hannah said. Your people won't allow this. Jin-Woo's expression hardened. Let them try. She stared at him. You'd choose us over everything? I'm choosing my responsibility. That's not the same as choosing me. I know, he said softly. Min-jae tapped on the window. Mom? She opened the door. Yes, baby? Is he coming with us? Hannah hesitated. Jin-Woo crouched beside the car. I don't know yet. Min-jae studied him carefully. Do you know how to make pancakes? Jin-Woo blinked. I can learn. The boy considered that. Okay. Something in Jin-Woo's chest cracked open. Hannah watched it happen. She hated how easily it softened her. We'll talk later, she said firmly. Not today. Today was already too much. Jin-Woo nodded. I'll respect that. She closed the door then paused. But if you come into his life, I won't disappear, he said immediately. She searched his face. If you hurt him, I won't. They held each other's gaze, years of history between them. Finally Hannah got into the car and drove away. Jin-Woo stood there long after the car disappeared down the long driveway. Behind him, the wedding had officially collapsed. News headlines spread faster than the truth. Billionaire wedding halted by shocking secret child. Bride abandoned at altar. Family scandal rocks Park dynasty. By nightfall, Jin-Woo's mother summoned him. You have embarrassed this family, she said coldly. End this nonsense immediately. I won't, he replied. She stared at him. That woman planned this. She survived you, he said. There's a difference. You will lose everything, she warned. He thought of Min-jae's small smile. Then I'll rebuild. Across town, Hannah tucked Min-jae into bed. Are you okay? He asked sleepily. Yes, she lied again. Will I see him again? She hesitated. Maybe. Min-jae nodded. He looked lonely. That night, Hannah cried quietly in the kitchen, terrified of hope. At the same time, Jin-Woo sat alone in his penthouse, staring at a photo his assistant had secretly taken years ago. A photo of Hannah laughing. He realized then that wealth had never protected him from loss. And tomorrow, everything would change. The morning after the wedding, Hannah woke to knocking. Not polite knocking. Demanding. Relentless. She checked the clock. 6:12 a.m. Min-jae stirred beside her, rubbing his eyes. Is it school? No, she whispered. Stay here. She opened the door a crack. A woman stood there with a camera. Another man lifted a microphone. Hannah Cole, is it true you hid the billionaire heir's child for years? She slammed the door shut and locked it. Her phone vibrated. Unknown numbers. Missed calls. Messages stacking faster than she could read them. She slid down the door, breath shaking. Mom? Min-jae whispered. She turned and pulled him into her arms. You're safe. I promise. Outside, voices shouted her name. By noon, her sister's face was everywhere online. By evening, Jin-Woo Park's statement was released. I have recently discovered I am a father. I will take responsibility for my child and my actions. Nothing about Hannah. Nothing about blame. That night her phone rang. She almost didn't answer. I'm sorry, Jin-Woo said the moment she picked up. I didn't send them. I know, she replied. Her voice was tired, not angry. This is what happens when secrets meet money. Can I come by? No. I understand. He hung up without arguing. The next morning, groceries appeared at her door. Milk, fruit, pancake mix. No note. Min-jae crouched beside the bags. Is this from him? Yes. Does that mean he's not going away? Hannah didn't answer. Days passed. The noise outside faded. New scandals replaced theirs. But Jin-Woo didn't fade. He waited. 3 weeks later, Hannah found him sitting on the steps outside her building, coat folded beside him. You can't keep doing this, she said. I'm not asking you to let me in, he replied. I just don't want him to think I left. Min-jae peeked from behind Hannah's leg. You're still here. Yes, Jin-Woo said. I said I would be. The boy nodded slowly, then disappeared inside. Hannah sighed. 5 minutes. Inside, Jin-Woo sat stiffly on the edge of the couch. Min-jae handed him a toy dinosaur. Hold this. Jin-Woo accepted it seriously. Thank you. What's his name? He asked. Rex, Min-jae said. He doesn't bite unless you lie. Jin-Woo glanced at Hannah. She didn't look away. Minutes turned into an hour. Jin-Woo left without pushing. He came back 2 days later. Then again the next week. Sometimes Hannah spoke. Sometimes she didn't. But Min-jae talked enough for all of them. Do you know how to tie shoes? Why do you wear black so much? Do you sleep alone? Jin-Woo answered everything. Badly sometimes. Honestly always. One afternoon, Min-jae fell asleep on the couch with his head on Jin-Woo's leg. Jin-Woo froze. Hannah watched from the doorway. He trusts easily, she said quietly. I won't betray it, Jin-Woo replied. Time moved differently after that. Jin-Woo stopped sending assistants. He came alone. He learned routines. Learned silence. Learned when to speak and when to wait. Hannah didn't forgive him. Not yet. But she stopped bracing for disappointment. One evening Lily called. Hannah hesitated before answering. I'm not ready to see you, Lily said. But I needed to hear your voice. I understand. There was a pause. Is he good to the child? Yes. Another pause. Then at least one of us didn't lose everything. The line went dead. That night, Hannah found Jin-Woo in the kitchen, staring at a pancake pan. I burned them again, he said quietly. Min-jae tasted one. Still bad. Jin-Woo nodded. I'll keep trying. Hannah leaned against the counter watching them. This doesn't fix the past, she said. I'm not trying to, he replied. I'm trying to show up now. She studied his face. Tired. Unprotected. Real. For the first time she believed him. Weeks later, Min-jae ran toward Jin-Woo at the park, laughing. Hannah didn't chase him. She let him go. Jin-Woo caught him, lifting him high. Min-jae squealed. Again? Hannah sat on the bench, hands shaking. Not from fear. From release. Later, as they walked home, Min-jae held both their hands. Are you both staying? He asked. Jin-Woo looked at Hannah. She nodded once. Slowly. Yes, Jin-Woo said. We are. Min-jae smiled. Good. Hannah breathed out, the weight she'd carried for years finally loosening. The secret was gone. The damage was done. But something stronger had survived it. And this time no one was running. If this story kept you watching till the end, subscribe for more powerful stories about love, sacrifice, and hidden truths. Like this video if you believe responsibility matters more than reputation. And comment below, should Hannah have told the truth earlier, or did she protect her son the only way she could? Your turn.